Hey guys, Leanne here with your Marigold tip for today. So, if you know me, you know that I was raised in a Pentecostal church. And a lot of times, Pentecostals are called what? The Holy Rollers, right? And if you've ever seen me worship at church, you know I love to get down with Jesus. So, today, what I'm going to talk to you about is a little bit about worship style, my worship style, and why I do some of the things that I do and how I believe that expresses my worship. Now, for you, if you don't feel like maybe you didn't grow up in this or you're not familiar with this or comfortable, that's okay too. I don't believe that this is the only way to worship. I just know that it brings up a lot of questions. So I just want to tell you why I do it the way I do. So the one big thing is I do sway, I do move my body. If you can tell, I'm expressive even right now when I talk. I use my hands a lot to talk and things like that. So I honestly just believe that's the way that God created me. When I personally hear music, I can't help but just to sway to the beat. So it doesn't really matter how fast or slow it is. And in the Bible, David did dance before the Lord. He was even made fun of by his wife, but it is common, it is known as an expressive form of worship. So, another thing that I do that I think is becoming more common in all churches, but still kind of raises some people's questions is I raise my hands. Sometimes it's like this, sometimes it's all the way up, sometimes it's one. And honestly, there's no rhyme or reason for there's no right way to raise your hands, if you will. And you don't have to raise your hands to worship the Lord. But I raise my hands, and I did hear somebody one time ask in a group, why do you raise your hands? And I loved the best answer I've ever heard on this, and it totally resonated with me. Is the person that answered said, when I raise my hands, when you see little kids and what do they do when they want their mom or dad to pick them up? They raise their hands, right? They look up and they raise their hands. Sometimes they even say, maybe pick me up, that type of thing. But what better way to say to our Father in heaven, I want more, get a little closer, give me more, right? So for me, that's what I always think of when I raise my hands. Again, I was kind of raised in a church where that's what we did. So it was very natural to me all through growing up. But as an adult, I think about that all the time when I am worshiping and I'm raising my hands high. Now, I will say the one hand and this way and that, honestly, palms out, that type of thing. Honestly, for me, it's about my shoulders getting tired. So I'll raise one hand and then I might raise the other because the shoulder's getting tired and things like that. One quick pro tip, as I've started to work out and I work out my shoulders a lot more, I've realized I can praise a lot longer.